You know me from videos such as gluing foam to a car. Gorilla Glue. It's not just for hair anymore. Quarter panel meets floor scraper. But today we've got something new for you. Yes, we are standing in front of the Mad Max build, also known as Mod Max is the official name of the build. But we are waiting on Mittler Brothers. As you know, things are a little bit slow to get right now. So we decided to dig out an old toy to show you some stuff that we've done in the past and something that's just been in storage, and we want to give it an update as far as its appearance and a couple things that we were doing to it. Back when we road raced it, I was trying to get it, make some improvements that I'm probably going to abandon just to make it a fun track car again and not have to invest a bunch of time and money in it, because I don't plan on road racing it at any time soon. So I'm going to do a quick walk around on the car, show you where we are, what's going on with it, and explain things that we've already done to it that at a glance you would never notice. And one of them, crazy enough, we used to call it our Mad Max valve. That's what it was called the day we put it in. It's more Road Warrior than Mad Max, and when you see it, I can't imagine you will not agree. It makes me think of the Lord Humongous every single time I mess with it. He's sitting in the truck chasing Max down in that dirt-filled truck. He reaches down and hits the nitrous bottle and opens the valve up. So let's start with a walk around of where we are with the car. So what we have is, it's a 1993 Acura Legend Coupe that we got from one of our really good friends. It was his car in high school and his brother's car in high school, and then we bought it to do what used to be called the Chump Car World Series, and it was endurance racing, 7, 14, 24, 48. We've done all kinds of stuff. I've done it in other cars as well. But let's just show you what we got going on, what's going on with the car. As you can see, it's been in storage. Our little breather's coming apart. The big thing is if you look right here, there's a wiring loom. This is from an S2000. This component is from an S2000. This component, which is a, my brain has just shut off. This is the ABS pump from an S2000. Oh, proportioning valve. Duh. My plan is to integrate it into the system that's already in the car. The car had ABS, but early 90s ABS was very unreliable. So we had plumbed that in. My ambition was to wire it in, and then you can see back here, there's where I had opened up where we had taped all the wiring off. Orange, back in the day, used to be the color code for plugs for ABS. I think it still is, but it may not be. But, so the car is currently configured for road racing. You can see there's our number. Our number's on the roof per the rules, because they have to be able to see it in the tower. There's my construction business. We did it funny like that just because we thought instead of using actual letters that it was funny to use the @ and the $sign. And anybody that doesn't speak Icelandic, the words below that means we get shit done. That's what it means in Icelandic. There's Autocross Atlanta, which we established back in 2015. We lost our venue. We still have all the equipment and still considering doing stuff. Shout out to AWOL Photo. You'll see, we'll post up some photos. They did a lot of great work. We always bought their packages when we were doing road racing. Again, more promoting my construction business on the back. Driving, fueling. To make it faster to fuel, we have a valve. You flip it to fueling, and it opens this valve up for this vent here, so that it's a much larger vent, and then our fuel neck actually fills this up, because if you look, there's no blockage. The fuel hose is the same size as the filler neck. So when you're fueling, you flip it to fuel to vent, and then you flip it to drive to shut off. We have left pit in haste and left that open. This car is a ton of fun to drive. I was worried because it was front wheel drive, but it doesn't really drive like a front wheel drive car. And I know, I want to show you something. When you see the motor sitting in this way and you're like, wait, that's a front wheel drive car? Yes, it's front wheel drive. The transmission runs back into the transmission tunnel just like a rear wheel drive car. But then the drive shaft actually goes forward to the diff. It's a pretty crazy setup. So now that we showed you where we are, I want to show you some stuff that I've done to this car. If you look close, and it's hard to tell, Legend brakes were never that big. These are 2010 Mustang GT calipers and rotors. I chose them because they're 5x114, and it wasn't that hard to design an adapter bracket that would hold that caliper on. Now, one of the things that caused was it screwed our bias up. And if you see this T-valve right here, this T-valve system, there's two of them. They run into the vacuum system that goes to the brake booster. And that's important because I'm gonna show you inside real quick. Look at this valve right there. I'll show you when I get in the car what it does. But that goes to this gauge right there. That is what we call the Mad Max valve, and have long before I ever had a Mad Max car. Looks very Lord humongous sitting there beside the seat. But what this valve does, this valve right here, is it controls how much vacuum goes to the brake booster. And if you understand vacuum assisted brakes, less vacuum means you have to push the pedal harder. So we could literally dial this into the driver and use this gauge right there that you can see. And I usually set it to about 8 to 10 for me when I was driving. But you could literally dial it in to where you could still lock up the brakes, but it was very hard to do. So weird things that we've done. Check this out. Brian recorded earlier, but it's a 6-speed, and we were worried about being able to accidentally go into reverse. There's my reverse lockout that I designed. Just a drop gate, real simple. We do have fire suppression. We got cool suit. Again, this was a race car for doing up to 24 hours of racing or more. You can see I'll turn, I think the battery's still hooked up. Yep. We'll turn our lights on in here for nighttime driver changes. Let's see, this was cool suit, was this button. This was defroster, and then also this was defroster. If you notice, there's defroster lines on the windshield because we'd race in the rain and you couldn't see anything. Turn the fuel pump off because it's got 2 fuel pumps. But that gives you a quick overview of what we've got going on. This car's getting a livery change. It's going to become the Root Fab car. I'm kind of getting away from doing construction work. I've been doing it since I was 13, but we thought we'd give you some insight into cars that we've done in the past. We've got another one that I'm going to dig out that's kind of torn apart at the moment. The motor and transmission's out of it, and I need to do a couple things, but that one you definitely are going to like. It's pretty freaking crazy. Definitely not street legal. It was built for autocross. But I hope you guys liked the video. There'll be more coming, and then we'll do, once we get the car where we want it, we'll do a reveal, and I'm sure Brian and I will shoot some video, just some GoPro stuff and things like that while we're working on the car. I think we're going to turn on some music and start peeling some stickers today. We may actually start plumbing some brake lines. But anyway, have a great day. Thanks, guys.